There are three key differences between the way rich people view money and the way poor people view money. I'm going to get into all three so that you can make the necessary adjustments to improve your finances. Welcome to Finish First Financially, a channel dedicated to helping millennials and Gen Z to get out of debt and build savings. I'm Goran Radanovic. One of the aspects I saw was vital to improving my finances was gratification. And I learned that rich people delay gratification while poor people need instant gratification. If you look at the habits of a spender, you'll see that as soon as spenders receive their salary, they immediately think of ways of how to spend that money. They believe that they worked hard, they deserve a reward, they need a treat, so they go out and get the takeouts. They buy clothing, they get the gadgets which they don't even really need. And that's because they associate buying certain things with feeling good. And the problem is that they become so addicted to this feeling that they're constantly looking for ways to spend money so that they can feel good over and over again. It's like they're chasing that feeling, which results in an outflow of their funds. Whereas rich people don't need to feel good immediately. They can delay gratification. They derive pleasure from taking the money that they've earned and investing it, or even putting it into a high yield savings account, which will enable them to earn more money in the long run and provide a greater level of satisfaction, which they wouldn't have felt had they spent the money today. I also learned that the amount that you keep is far more important than the amount that you make. I used to believe that if I just received a raise, that would solve all my financial problems and I would no longer live paycheck to paycheck. And throughout the years, I received several raises, yet my financial struggles persisted. And that's because I hadn't conditioned myself to become a saver. So any additional amount that I made, I immediately thought, well, now I've got more money to spend. And that's exactly what I did every single time, which left me back at square one, living paycheck to paycheck with no savings. Rich people are concerned about the amount that they keep because they know that's going to determine the amount they can invest. We've all heard of teachers who made $50,000, $60,000 a year and eventually retired as multimillionaires. How is that possible when there were higher earners who retired with nothing? That's because rich people are constantly concerned about lowering their expenses, living beyond their means so that they can keep as much as possible and dedicate that to investments. If you have no money at the end of the month, what is supposed to grow so that you can eventually enjoy in retirement? The problem with broke people is that they're constantly seeking a higher lifestyle, which results in bigger expenses and leaving them with absolutely nothing at the end of the month. And the third difference is that rich people are concerned with actually being rich as opposed to poor people who are concerned with looking rich. A lot of people who are struggling financially want to portray an image of success, and they do that with possessions. Now, because they're living paycheck to paycheck, they can't afford all of the possessions that they want, so they turn to borrowed money. And usually the first thing that they get is vehicle finance to buy that exquisite vehicle to show off to others so they can be impressed. Or they even might get a personal loan to finance an exotic vacation to take photos of and put it up on social media. And the problem with pursuing that lifestyle is that it's difficult to maintain. And those people inevitably get into more and more debt, which leads to a downward spiral that can result in a financial catastrophe. As opposed to rich people, because they're living below their means, they're avoiding debt, they've got a lot more money to dedicate to assets such as stocks and real estate. We've seen a lot of financially well-off people who wear regular clothing, drive regular cars, and we wonder why is that? It's because those people derive a much greater satisfaction of seeing their net worth increase than being concerned about what others are going to think of their regular car and regular clothing. They're focused on owning assets to actually be rich, as opposed to poor people who are focused on liabilities that will impress others. Now, if you'd like to improve your finances, you're welcome to contact me on finishfirstfinancially@gmail.com. Let's get you onto the show, do a consultation with you so that we can improve your finances and put you on the path to financial freedom. All of the information will be available below in the box.